Christina's cooking in the kitchen. She mixes ingredients such as flour, water, and baking soda. Finally, she pours vinegar. The mixture explodes. Christina is shocked.
Oh, she's over here mixing flour, water, baking soda, and when I added the vinegar, it started fizzing up and making this weird stuff.
You just witnessed a chemical reaction.
What's that?
Don't worry about that. What happens is when you mix baking soda and vinegar, a new substance was formed, carbon dioxide.
So my ingredients just magically created a new gas? That's totally cool!
Actually, no. The acid in the vinegar and the baking soda come together to create sodium acetate, the fizzy stuff, and carbonic acid, which then went in to make the water and carbon dioxide. Nothing new was created. We call this balanced equations because the amount and type of atoms just rearranged to form a new thing.
But those were chemicals. They were supposed to create my dinner.
Everything is chemicals, from clothes you wear to the food you eat. It's all chemicals. That's how we get new substances. In fact, that's how we classify chemical reactions. Chemicals come together and their chemical structure is broken, changed, and rearranged, forming new substances. Plus, do you see how there was no gas to begin with? When a chemical reaction occurs, substances with different properties are formed.
Okay, but what about when I'm freezing these popsicles? Is that a chemical reaction?
No, it isn't. The structure of the popsicle didn't change. There are signs of chemical reactions such as gas being produced, a precipitate being produced, heat or light being produced, a color change, or an odor change. None of these will happen when you freeze something. You're simply physically changing the juice.
What about when this popsicle melts? The heat is totally reacting with it.
Still not a chemical reaction. It's a phase change, which is only a physical change. The fact that you can undo the actions of freezing and melting tells you it's not a chemical reaction. When a chemical reaction occurs, it usually cannot be reversed easily.
All the science talk has made me hungry. I'm gonna go scram on it. Without science, please.
Are you kidding me, girl? Science has all been there. Fire is what you get when things like gas or electricity react with oxygen in the air.
Well, how does it cook my egg then?
Fire is an exothermic reaction.
What?
An exothermic reaction. This means that the reaction produces heat. This will cook your egg, which is a whole other chemical reaction. When you add heat to those egg particles, they start bouncing around. This bouncing breaks the bonds that keep the protein curled up. The protein are then bounced around too, so they form bonds of their own. Protein bonds that connect one protein to another. Because the proteins are bonded, they form a more solid substance. The scrambled egg occurs. And by the way, the color change, which is a sign of chemical reaction.
Oh, okay, but what about these cookies I made? You didn't make the oven any hotter. It's not exothermic.
It's endothermic. The cookies absorb the oven's heat. That's why the cookies are hot.
Oh, okay. So when new substances forming chemicals come together, chemical reaction is taking place. And they produce new substances with different properties, but the same number and type of atoms. Thank you so much for teaching me about chemical reactions. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, baby.